Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Lizzie and today we're going to be going through my February TBR. How is it nearly February already? January has it's whizzed by, but it's dragged. It's somehow done both. This is going to be a slightly smaller TBR than usual, but the reason is actually that my actual TBR is too big. I have so many NetGalley books that are coming out in February, and usually I try to read NetGalley books by their release day, and I'm just accepted that's not going to happen this month. So today's TBR is just going to be a few of the physical books on my shelf that I want to read this month, and then we'll just see how we go. We're just going to see how we go. First of all, my non-fiction challenge for the year. So I've set myself a challenge to read at least one non-fiction book every month, and this month I'm going to be reading Your Silence Will Not Protect You by Audre Lorde. This is a collection of Lorde's essays and poems, a kind of best of, if you will. I've never read any of her work, and that has to change. So it's going to change this month. I also thought this would be a really good one for this month because in the UK, then February is LGBT plus History Month. In the US, then February is Black History Month. And at the start of March, we have International Women's Day. So very topical, very seasonal all around. Is it seasonal? Is that the right word? We'll go for it. It should be. It should be. I have no doubt that I will find this book equal parts impactful and eye-opening and just generally amazing. So yeah, can't wait for this one. Another challenge I've set myself is to work my way through the Tudor books on my TBR this year. So each month I'm reading a Tudor book, and this month I'm going to be reading Catherine of Aragon, Henry's Spanish Queen by Giles Tremlett. Now, in January, actually I just finished this yesterday, I read Catherine of Aragon, The True Queen by Alison Weir, which was a historical novel about Catherine of Aragon's life. And I was looking through all my Tudor books, trying to pick which one to read this month. And I was like, oh, I'm not really in the mood for this, or not really in the mood for that. And I realised what I was in the mood for was more Catherine of Aragon. At the end of the Alison Weir book, I wasn't quite ready to let her go yet. And also, Alison Weir put in the acknowledgements of her book that this book, or at least the author, his research contributed to her own research in writing that book. So I thought this would be a good kind of follow-on to tie up any loose ends and go a bit more in-depth into some of the things from the fiction version of her life. The next monthly challenge is buzzwordathon. So each month you have a buzzword or collection of words, and you have to read a book with one of those words in the title. And in February, the buzzword is pronouns, so any book that has a pronoun in the title. So I'm going to be reading She's Having Her Baby by Lauren Sams. This is not the sort of book I would pick up myself. If I saw it on the shelf, I probably, I'd just move on. I'd be looking for other things. And this arrived in a box of stories, which is a subscription box where you get 4 random books. I was given one for my birthday, and this arrived, and it was one of those books. I was reading the blurb. I was like, you know what? This looks interesting. I'm going to give it a go. This is a contemporary novel about 2 friends, one of whom agrees to be surrogate for the other. I think it's going to be equal parts kind of light-hearted, modern contemporary, but also a bit of an introspective into friendship and fertility and motherhood, and just lots of interesting themes. So I'm really looking forward to this, much more than I thought I would, to be honest. Now, I did say I wasn't going to be going through the NetGalley arcs that I have for this month, but I do have a couple of physical ones to show you right now, which are going to be on my February TBR. The first one is The Crux by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Now, Charlotte Perkins Gilman, when did she died in 1935. She does not really have any new material coming out, but this is a new edition with a new foreword, I believe, and I'm reading it as part of a book tour, my first ever book tour. So you can follow me on Instagram, link in the description as a little shameless plug there, to see my review on the 3rd of March. This is, I don't know a huge amount about it. I know that So Charlotte Perkins Gilman wrote The Yellow Wallpaper, which is one of my favourite short stories of all time. It's a fantastic book. And I know that she writes a lot of utopian feminist style things, and that this looks at a lot of those ideas. And then finally, this one's a bit of an odd one. I did not request it. I think it was either sent by accident or they had some spares, but I have We Were Kings by Court Stevens. And this is from HarperCollins YA ARC team sent me this, I guess. It's a thriller murder mystery. I don't read thrillers. That's just the one genre that not that I avoid, I just have I'm not really interested in thrillers. But, you know, when one arrives on the doormat, I'll give it a go. And I suspect, you know, from what I know about thrillers, the idea is that they're very much page turners, you know. So I'm gonna sort of hold on to this one in case I feel a reading slump, or I've got some heavy books here. If I just want something quick and absorbing to fill up time in between other books, this is one I will be going for. So that's my somewhat reduced February TBR for this month. Let me know in the comments what you are planning on reading in February. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!